Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we will discuss everything about joining for MSc Nursing course, including the eligibility criteria, syllabus, examination pattern, and job opportunities. So, are you ready? So, let's move on to the Indian Nursing Council website. In that, you will get the eligibility criteria for joining master's degree in nursing. I have typed Indian Nursing Council in the search bar and I got this page. Click on to the nursing programs given in the left side of the website, and a page on types of nursing programs will get opened. In that you can see the various nursing programs that are available in India. First one is ANM program, the Auxiliary Nurse Midwives program, which is a 2-year course. After completion of that, you will be registered as an RANM, that is registered ANM nurse. Then GNM or General Nursing and Midwifery, it is a diploma course and now it is a 3-year course. After that, you will get registered as registered nurse and midwife under your state nursing council. BSc Nursing is a graduation in nursing. It is a 4-year course, and after successful completion of the course you will be registered as RN/RM in your state nursing council. Next is post basic BSc nursing. So if you are a GNM nurse, that is you have undergone diploma in nursing, you can further upgrade by doing post basic BSc nursing. It is a 2-year course for regular batch students, and if you are doing it as a correspondence course, then it is a 3-year course. Not all institutions provide distance education for PBBSc. Mostly it is a regular course for 2 years. It is an additional qualification. After that you will get the graduation in nursing. Then next is MSc in nursing. That is the main highlight of today's video. It is a 2-year course. So see, all these are additional qualifications. So in order to pursue additional qualification, you should have minimum a graduation or a diploma in nursing. After BSc in nursing, you can go for MSc in nursing, that is 2-year course. MPhil not probably opted by everyone nowadays. It is 1 year for full-time candidates and 2 year for part-time. PhD, it is for 3 to 5 years. The length depends on the completion of your thesis, that is otherwise called as doctorate degree in nursing. So today let us discuss in detail about MSc in nursing. Now let's see the eligibility criteria for a candidate for joining MSc in nursing. Click on to the eligibility criteria on the same page. There you can see a detailed description about all the nursing courses which we have seen before. Today we will see only about MSc in nursing. So as per INC, you should be a registered nurse and midwife to any of the state nursing councils. That is, your parent nursing council registration is a must, and you can register to that particular nursing council from where you are going to take the master's degree. You should have minimum 55% mark in your graduation. That is, for BSc nursing you should have a total 55% of marks, and you should have minimum 1 year of work experience after basic BSc nursing. If you are a postgraduate, if you have done post basic BSc nursing, that is PB BSc nursing, then you should have a minimum 1 year of work experience either after your PB BSc nursing or after your GNM. That is, it is okay if you have done clinicals after your GNM, and immediately after post basic BSc nursing you can join for MSc in nursing with a previous 1 year of experience. But if you are a BSc nursing candidate, immediately you cannot join for MSc nursing. You should have at least 1 year of work experience. But there are some institutions that ignore this category, and there are certain institutions that provide admission for MSc nursing for freshers after BSc in nursing. Okay, now the guidelines or minimum requirements. For all the courses it is given. Let's see on for MSc Nursing. Double click on the MSc Nursing icon. Then you can see the minimum requirement. It is basically for the admin, that is for the colleges. What all facilities should be present in their institution for them to conduct a MSc Nursing program. So basically INC suggests a bed capacity of 50 to 100 to provide master's degree in nursing with a super specialization of cardiothoracic nursing. So this cardiothoracic, critical care nursing, neuroscience, onco and all comes under medical surgical nursing. So for midwifery also a 50 bedded parent hospital is a must. So if an institution is giving or guaranteeing MSc nursing degree without these requirements, that is not accepted by INC, and any time this course could be closed by INC after an inspection. So orthopedic and rehabilitation nursing, that also comes under medical surgical nursing specialization. You should have a 250 to 500 bedded hospital with at least 50 beds for orthopedic patients. So don't worry about the specialization, I will discuss in detail in a few minutes. If you are taking MSc in psychiatric nursing, the hospital should have a 50 bedded it should be at least a 50 bedded hospital with all types of psychiatric patients. For pediatrics also they should have a 250 to 500 bed with all types of cases, and the bed strength of the NICU should be more than or equal to 10. If you are looking for OT nursing specialization, the institute should have a parent hospital with 250 to 500 beds which performs almost all the specialized surgeries. For emergency and disaster nursing also, the institution should have 250 to 500 bed capacity with ICU and emergency departments with at least 10 beds. So other things which is given in this is not much needed for a candidate. It is a clear instruction for an institution that is looking forward to run or to start MSc nursing course. This is the syllabus for master's degree in nursing. So which are the subjects taught in first year and second year? In first year you have basically 3 subjects, that is nursing education, advanced nursing practice, your clinical specialty 1, that is the subject in which you are seeking specialization for, and nursing research and statistics. So the specialty subjects are medical surgical nursing, OBGY nursing, pediatric nursing, mental health nursing and community health nursing. So under medical surgical nursing again you have various subcategories, but in the first year of MSc nursing the syllabus will be same for all students who have opted for medical surgical nursing with various other subspecialties. In second year you have again 2 subjects. So the subjects in second year are nursing management and your clinical specialty subject, that is clinical specialty 1. In first year it is clinical specialty 1 and in second year it is clinical specialty 2. So here in second year when you have opted for medical surgical nursing, you will learn in advanced level about your super specializations, and the super specialties or subspecialties available in medical surgical nursing are cardiovascular and thoracic nursing, critical care nursing, then oncology nursing, neuroscience nursing, nephro or urology nursing, orthopedic nursing, and gastroenterology nursing. So first year the syllabus will be general medical surgical nursing, common to all those who have opted for different subspecialties. In second year you will learn your subspecializations. Then OBGY, pediatric, psychiatry and community health nursing. In first year also you will be learning the general or the basics, and in the second year of MSc nursing you will learn more advanced levels of the subject in your MSc nursing course. So hope you understood the subjects of MSc nursing. And if you search on Google, you will get the complete syllabus that is recommended by INC for each subject. Now the result for MSc nursing is, for each subject you should have a 50% mark out of the total, and you should, for theory and practical you should pass separately. If a candidate fail in theory and passes in practical, that will be considered as failure, and vice versa. So again you have to write the subject, both theory and practical, and get pass mark in both individually. Then second class is 50 to 59%, first class is 60 to 74%. If you get 75% or above, it is considered as distinction. So maximum number of attempts per subject, that is you can write only up to 3 times a subject. If you pass for 3, if you fail in all the 3 attempts, then you will be disqualified to continue the course. This 3 attempt is including your first attempt. And the maximum period to complete master's degree in nursing is 4 years. That is 2 years of regular course, plus you can attempt to pass the failed subjects for another 2 years, not more than that. And if you fail in one subject in first year, you will be promoted to second year, but before writing the final exam of second year, you should clear all the first year subjects for which you have failed. And for your practical examination, as per INC, you should get a 4-hour time for each candidate, and per day only 10 students should appear for the exam. Then research submission. The research is divided in 2 years. So in the first year, by the end of 9th month of your first year, you should submit your research proposal, and the final dissertation submission should be by the end of 9th month of your second year. So you should finish your total thesis submission by 9th month of your second year. And these are the hour distributions for nursing education. For all the subjects you have theory and practical, and the practical hours for nursing education, that 150 hours. In first year you will have 10 teaching practices to take, and mostly it is divided into 5 demo and 5 classroom teaching. And for each teaching practice you will be graded 2, and that comprises your practical hours of nursing education. In advanced nursing practice also you have 200 hours of practical, and that practical for advanced nursing practice, your practical experience is divided among clinicals as well as community postings. So basically the clinical posting will be in emergency, ICU, and your clinical specialty area, and almost 2 weeks of community posting. For research, you have practical sessions in first year and second year. So that is basically for your data collection work. Then in both years for clinical specialty you have a minimum amount hour distribution for theory and maximum for practicals, because you have learned, you have the basics during your graduation. In second year you have 150 hours of management practical posting. In that you will have to manage a ward, you will be taught how to manage, and then you have to you will be posted in different areas where you have to manage the wards. And again 300 hours of research, nursing research practice. Clinical specialty you should undergo at least 950 hours of practicals. This is about the scheme of examination. For nursing education and clinical specialty you will have theory as well as practical examination. Nursing education paper will be out of 75. 25 marks for your internal marks, that is for your assignments. And you will have a practical exam. You have to take teaching practice for a particular batch, whichever is assigned to you. You will get a topic on which you have to prepare lesson plan on the spot. You have to make teaching materials, and you have to present your lesson plan in front of your examiners to the class, and you will be given marks based on that. So external examiner and internal examiner gives you 50 marks each, and the total mark for nursing education is out of 100. So nursing education paper will be out of 200. 100 for theory and 100 for practicals. Advanced nursing practice and research and statistics is out of 100 only. And clinical specialty same as you have done during your basic BSc nursing program, that is 100 mark for theory and 200 mark for practical, 100 mark each for internal and external examiner. In nursing research and statistics paper, as I told, it is out of 75 marks. In that 50 mark questions will come from research and 25 marks will be from statistics subject. In second year you have only 2 subjects to write. One is your clinical specialty. Mark distribution is same as of first year. And nursing management, it is out of 100, that is 25 internal and 75 for your theory paper. For your final thesis submission you will get 200 marks, that is a mark for your dissertation and viva. Based on your final dissertation presentation, you have to submit your thesis and you have to present your dissertation in front of the examiner, your findings from A to Z of your thesis. So if you successfully complete all these requirements, you will get your post graduation, that is master's degree in nursing. So now we know what is the eligibility criteria to join MSc Nursing, the syllabus. Now we should know which colleges are eligible or approved by Indian Nursing Council to run MSc Nursing program. So for that you have to go to the list of institutions and then click on to list of MSc Nursing institutes which are approved for the year 2021. Then a PDF will be opened and it shows state-wise approved colleges. It shows the name of the institute, whether it is suitable to run Masters of Nursing program, and the number of seats which are approved, allowed by INC. The number of intake of students approved by INC. See, for the first college you can see 25 intake, 5 for each specialty. Even which are the specialties offered by each college. That too you can find in this PDF when you go to the list of colleges. If you are trying for master's degree in psychiatry, you can check in this list which all colleges provide mass specialization in psychiatry in your state. See the second option, they provide medical surgical, community health nursing and OBGY. 5 each. Under Assam, the second one. Let's move to the list that is published in the year 1920, because for 2021 not all the states are, the list of all the states haven't yet been added. So how to find a particular state from such a long list? For that, many of you may be knowing this. This is just for those who doesn't know. Press Ctrl F, then you will get a search bar that is shown in the screen. There you can type the name of the state and you will be directed directly to that particular state, the content given under that particular state. See, if you want to see the institutions under Maharashtra, you type Maharashtra after pressing Ctrl F in that search bar, not in the Google search bar. You will get the list of all the institutions that are approved by INC to run MSc nursing program. If Assam, you can type Assam and you will be directed directly to that particular page where that particular state information is provided, so that you don't have to scroll down again and again and strain your eyes to search that particular state. This is just for the information for those who doesn't know this technique of pressing Ctrl F and finding the search term which you are searching for from a file. So now, how much fee you need to pay per year for MSc nursing? Well, it depends on the institution. It differs per institution and it differs as the state in which you pursue the course differ. Well, if you manage to pass the entrance exam by the government and you get enrolled to a nursing institution run by the government, you have to pay only minimum amount of fee, and sometimes you may be paid a very good stipend too. Well, this data that I am showing now is as per Google search and it may not be appropriate or updated. So the best thing to do is, you can, if you have selected the college or you have confirmed the college in which you are planning to join, you may go to their official website. There you may find the fee update, course update, etc. Or you can contact them for further queries. That would be the best choice. After your post-graduation, if you are looking for a teaching job, then you will be entitled as a clinical instructor first. So anybody with an MSc nursing degree, BSc nursing degree or post-basic BSc nursing will be entitled as a clinical instructor at first when you join a college of nursing or an institute of nursing education. The next position is assistant professor or lecturer. For that, you should have a master's degree in nursing with a 3 years of teaching experience. If you have 3 years of teaching experience before MSc in nursing, that is after BSc, you are doing a teaching job and later you have pursued MSc nursing, then also you are eligible for this post as per INC circular. But not all institutions take in candidates with previous teaching experience before MSc to this post. So basically, most of the institutes prefer to take a candidate with MSc nursing and 3 years of teaching experience after post-graduation to the post of a lecturer. PhD in nursing is desirable that is, it is an optional qualification. Though you have PhD in nursing and you don't have 3 years of teaching experience, you won't get the post of a lecturer. Next post is for associate professor or reader. For that, you may need to have 8 years of total experience, in which 5 years should be teaching experience. Total 8 years means after your graduation plus the experience after your post graduation. In that, a total 5-year teaching experience should be there to get the post of associate professor. The next post is of that of a professor. To become a professor in the field of nursing education, you should have a total 10-year experience with post graduation, out of which 7 years should be teaching experience. Next position is that of a vice principal and principal. Professor is the highest post in nursing education. After that, you may be qualified to become a vice principal cum professor. For that, you should have an experience of 12 years. You should be a postgraduate nurse. In that 12 years of experience, you should have at least 10 years of teaching experience. In that 10 years of teaching, minimum 5 years should be in a collegiate program. That is, you should be teaching graduation program, that is BSc or MSc nursing students. To become principal, you should have 15 years of experience, out of which 12 years should be teaching experience. So this is the order in which your professional graph will grow if you are in the teaching field. And when you are not that good in teaching, come on man, we know our pros and cons. That's not to degrade anyone. So, if you have a plan to work in a hospital after your master's degree in nursing, opportunities are endless. If you are a fresher, you can join as a staff nurse with a higher pay compared to graduates and diploma holders. If your teaching skills are good, you may also try for the post of a nurse educator. You may also try for the post of a nurse manager or a clinical research assistant if you have the required skills. I have heard many nurses saying a person with diploma is our nursing superintendent. I with a postgraduate degree is working under him or her with a very less salary. Then what's the purpose of pursuing higher education in nursing? Believe me, compared to the older days, the competition in the field of healthcare is much higher. Public approach to healthcare industry has also changed. So the managements also are forced to take experienced and professionally qualified nurses as per the hierarchy of position in the nursing department. So if you are not competent enough, lazy to update your knowledge or upgrade yourself with proper educational qualification, I have only one advice: awake and march towards your higher achievements. All the best. So friends, hope this video was helpful. If you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet to our channel, please do subscribe and share the contents with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.